Hi and welcome. I'm Carolina Bravo, luxury real estate broker and the founder of the 212 Bravo team at Sirhan in New York City. I'll be your host of this exciting new podcast and YouTube channel where you're going to find out how to buy international property from around the globe. On this new episode, I have a colleague directly from Portugal, CEO and founder of her own company. That's right. Her name is Sabrina Giménez. But how about she introduces herself? Sabrina, welcome.
Thank you, Carolina. First of all, I want to congratulate you for this idea about the podcast, connecting all the realtors and brokers around the globe, because I think this is a very important thing for us as a broker to take care of our clients that we have and to advise them how to buy around the globe. So thank you for that. Thank you for the invitation. And I congratulate you for this new podcast.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here. And can you please share a little bit about you and how you started in real estate? How long have you been doing real estate?
I've been doing this for more than 10 years now. I started my career. I have a master's degree in business communication and marketing also.
Oh, that's great.
I started my career working in the industrial market, for international companies, most of them an American company. And once I wanted to become a mother, I started to think, how can I start my own business? How can I do what I really want to do, which is communicate with people. I love to communicate and to have human interaction.
So important.
That's part of me. Yes, exactly. And my mother, she's an interior designer. So I used to work with her since I was a little child. So I was kind of in this middle business of the visiting of the tours, the houses of the clients since I was a child, and I found my.
You found your passion.
Yes, and I found my heart, my passion. Yes, I think that is correct answer. I found my passion in the real estate market. Because we can connect with people, we can help. I love to support people. I love to help people. So it kind of brings everything together. So that's it. And I started like 10 years ago. I'm going to be really honest with you because the industrial market gives you more security in terms of financial, but you have more freedom when you have your own business. You have more freedom, and also to put a goal in your life and to put all the effort to achieve that goal, that personal goal.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's why. Yeah, so that's why I went to this business, and I love doing that because I'm always connected with people all over the world, and I meet most of my clients. They become my friends. So I have one of my first clients. I was living in Brazil at that time. He was PhD teacher coming to Brazil. And he bought a luxury home in a gated community with me, and I supported him and his wife in the moving to Brazil. And he's still my friend. And he came to Portugal like 3 years ago, and we met, and we just could be together with my client. One of my first clients in Brazil. That's amazing.
I love that you're sharing that story with us because it is all about human connections, but also about, connecting with the right professional, right? I know that the real estate industry in Portugal is booming. And with it, it is attracting a lot of international families and a lot of foreign investors. And what can you tell us about how is the market right now in Portugal?
We should thank all the international buyers that came to Portugal because they represented almost 20% of the
Wow,
total sales of the last year. Yes, yes.
20%. That's a
Yes,
lot.
almost 20%. That's Portugal was for a long time a very unknown country in Europe because we are very small.
Mm.
We are kind of half size of Florida, so we have only 10 million people living here. And we already have almost 1 million foreigners living in Portugal. And this number is getting much bigger year by year because the world is discovering Portugal. And since the last 3 years, most specifically, just a little bit before the pandemic time, the Americans discovered
Wow.
Portugal, and this is so huge because I use it to support clients and buyers from Brazil, from the UK after the Brexit, especially from Spain. There's a lot of Spanish that wants to buy a vacation home in Portugal. It's pretty normal. But the Chinese were the leaders for a
Right.
long period. The Chinese were not only in the real estate market, but also in the tourism market. But just a little bit before the pandemic started, the Americans, they just started to discover Portugal through the tourism because the government, the Portuguese government, made a huge effort to launch Portugal as a really great destination.
Great. I mean, that's a great job.
Yes, exactly. And they did an amazing job
Yeah.
because Americans started to discover Portugal and they started to come as a tourist first and they just fall in love
But you know
with
what?
our
I
country.
think that for any foreigner or for someone who wants to start, building their international real estate portfolio, you never want to just go there and move. You always want to go, take a trip, really
And feel,
feel the people,
experience.
experience
Yes,
the lifestyle, the
exactly.
cuisine. So that is the great start. Let's say I want to take a trip to Portugal and I'm
Yeah.
curious about possibly investing there. What would you say are the top 3 steps as a foreign investor to purchase in Portugal?
Well, we do have amazing opportunities in Portugal now, and also the real estate market has really changed and modernized itself. Thank you for the international buyers because we used to have we didn't used to have, for example, just an example, we didn't used to have condominiums with amenities
Right.
in Portugal. We just had kind of European style condos with apartments, with a doorman, and that's it. But since the international buyers started to come to Portugal, the developers start to see and to understand what they desire and started to adapt the new development
Right.
for this type of buyers,
Oh, absolutely.
So that's amazing because they kind of really modernized the real estate market in Portugal. That's fantastic. So now we have, for example, luxury condominiums with golf courses, with spa, wellness center, and all the amenities, gym. Some of them already have like a co-office space because of the digital nomads, because we are a very special destination for digital nomads and the IT.
So you're telling me that there's a lot of people moving from the tech sector. Oh, you're giving me a great
Yes, from the
idea.
IT.
So all those people from the West Coast here in the U.S., attention. This is a time to buy in Portugal.
Exactly, but most of my buyers are from California now, Silicon Valley.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's yes, it's crazy because I don't know what is happening in California, but they are looking for Portugal in such a way that I cannot believe like that. In small cities, everybody's talking about Portugal. Everybody, when they meet their neighbors or families, they are talking about Portugal. They know someone that is investing or buying a property in Portugal. So especially in California, and I think this wave is going to come to New York very soon because I've receiving some requests from buyers from New York already, but most of them they are from California. So the IT guys, they come to Portugal so they can live, they can work like very close to the beach, they can go to see the sunset and experience that kind of lifestyle that we have in Europe, especially in the South Europe. So that's amazing because now we have offers for everybody.
Let's go right to the 3 steps of what a foreigner should know. First and foremost, I think this is the part when you say that, hey, first and foremost, you need local expertise. You need to be represented by someone who has your how do you say it?
Understand your goals.
Yeah, understands your goals. Yes, thank you. What would you say are the 3 top tips for any foreign investor looking to purchase property in Portugal?
Okay, so I think the number one is to choose a broker, expertise broker or agent to help you on that because we don't have like you guys have in the US an MLS or a connected integrated system in the real estate market. So many times they just go and Google, I want to buy a property in Portugal, and they see some properties online, and this property is not available anymore for a long time, but it is still online. So it's very important to be connected, and to be supported by a professional in the real estate market who is going to understand your goals. I mean, your financial goals, your personal goals, and really understand what do you want in Portugal. Do you want an investment to have a return? Do you want a vacation home? Do you want an apartment to rent and to be here just for a few months? Okay, so this person, and I'm here to help you with that, of course.
Of course.
It's going to help, yes. And this person will really understand your goals and understand how to find the best property and investment for you in Portugal, okay? The second one is to find a lawyer. So it's very important. You don't need to hire an immigration company. There's no need of that. You don't need, because everything can be done with a broker, real estate agent, and a lawyer. And I have the most amazing partners in Portugal to support everybody on that bureaucratic issue, okay, of the process. And the third one, the tax representative. That is very important too, because we have Portugal offers for international buyers, investors, a special regime of taxes. So you can benefit if you hire a representative tax. You can have benefits on the tax regime. Okay, so it's very important to do that. And I also have great partners that work with me.
So we have step number 1, first and foremost, as always, local expertise is premium. You cannot go around it. You need someone who not only is from there, but they know the market, they know what they're talking about. Number 2, you need an attorney. Yes, that's very important. Same here in New York City. If you're going to buy property, an attorney, a real estate attorney, that is. You don't want someone who is different expertise. A real estate attorney. And number 3, in Portugal, very important, tax specialist. Of course, because at the end of the year, you have to pay those taxes. And if you don't have someone who has your best interests at heart, that's where you can fail. So we don't want that. Well, what about the lifestyle in Portugal? I know there is a beautiful country, sunshine year-round, but what else can you share with us?
Well, Carolina, we do have an amazing lifestyle like European southern countries. So we love to go to cafes in the afternoon and just hang out with friends, to go to the beach to appreciate the sunset. We have this bohemian famous way of life, European way of life. And the great thing about Portugal is even is a small country, being a small country, we do have such an amazing diversity from north to south. In the north area, for example, we have the Douro River, which is the region where they produce the Douro, the Porto wine, the most famous, that everybody loves. And the Douro River is one of the main attractions in Portugal right now. So it's a very kind of cinematographic views and landscapes of the mountains and the amazing nature. And we do have Porto, which is a very cool and very cultural city. And Lisbon is a very cosmopolitan city. So you can have the best of everything in just one small country where you can drive from north to south like in 7 hours.
Wow.
Also, we are very close to Spain. So depending where you live in, where I live in Porto, for example, I can just drive to have a lunch in Spain if I want. And during the weekend, sometimes I take my husband and my daughter and I say, okay, let's go to Spain today. And we decided like 10 a.m. and we just drive the car and 1.5 hours we can be there and just have a lunch and go and walk and come back in the afternoon.
That's another beautiful thing about Europe and Portugal. You just take a ride 2 hours, you're in Spain. And then from Spain, you want to have dinner in Italy. You drive another hour or two, and you have dinner in Italy.
Exactly. So, and can you imagine? You can just fly to France, even to Madrid, which is a little bit further from Portugal, and Italy, and well, we do have the entire Europe just very close. We have airports, we have amazing airlines here and great connections. So we can go and just spend like the weekend in Paris, for example.
Yes.
It's kind of very common for us to do something like that and just spend the weekend in Milan. Whatever. So that's why most of Americans, when they come to Portugal and they see this window, this huge window of freedom of choice. And I think the pandemic made a lot of us rethink the way of our life, and that we kind of realize that things can change anytime.
Oh, yes.
And so now it is really important to have freedom of choices. So not only in the personal life, but I mean into the business too. So that's why Portugal is so attracting to Americans, because once they invest in Portugal, they can apply for a special type of visa.
That is great. I want to talk about the Golden Visa program because everywhere I type Portugal, that's the first things that pop. Portugal sounds like a dream come true for any foreign investor. From the sunshine weather to the amazing cuisine, it's very close proximity to other countries, to other European countries. But one thing that keeps popping up every time if I search for something in Portugal is the Golden Visa program. And I'm very curious, as I'm sure all our listeners are also curious. Can you tell us about the Golden Visa program and what it means?
Sure. The Golden Visa is right now booming in America, and I know that because of my requests that I'm receiving right now. And the Golden Visa program is a piece of cake. I'm going to explain how it works.
Yes.
It's a piece of cake, literally, for Americans, and with a cherry on the top.
Ooh.
That's fantastic, because you can just invest in Portugal, and we do have some ranges of investments that you can do, but the lowest one is starting for less than 300,000 euros.
Okay.
You can, for example, buy a property, or you can be a co-owner of a hotel, receive a return, and as long as you keep this investment for 5 years and come to Portugal just 7 days per year, you will be eligible to apply for the Portuguese citizenship. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, is the best of the world because you invest, you have a return on that.
Yes.
Okay, you can come to Portugal. You don't need to be here to live here. You can only come if you want. Is okay. You can come. You can live. You can work. But if you want to experience the country, if you want to feel the country, and you just need to come 7 days per year during the 5 years of the program.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
and after that, yes, after that, if you have like basic documents, no criminal records, and a basic level of Portuguese test proficiency,
Eu falo um pouquinho
you can apply
português,
for it.
so I can apply, right?
Oh, muito bem. Yes, yes, you can. Um
Um
pouquinho.
pouquinho.
Muito. Yeah, so you can apply after 5 years and you can receive the Portuguese citizenship, which is an amazing window for freedom. I mean, you can work anywhere within the EU. You can live in another country if you want. Your children can go to the universities in France, in Spain, in Italy, and so there's so many advantages to have
I would
second
say
citizenship.
another great advantage of this investment through the Golden Visa program, which, by the way, you can get for as little as 300,000 euros. Okay. Now, you don't have to
Yes,
live the
yes.
whole entire year. This is a 5-year program. You get your citizenship. And also, and on top of everything that you just shared with us, is the amazing healthcare system that Portugal has. So please tell us a little bit about all these amazing benefits as a real estate property in your beautiful country.
Yes, we do have a great healthcare public health service in
Yes.
Portugal. Okay, and the resident, as long as you have your resident ID card, it's the same as the green card in the US. You can use the public health care services, but you can also pay for just 100 euros a month a private healthcare
Wow.
system, okay, insurance, where you can go to private doctors and everything that you want in the private healthcare. Okay, so it's very cheap. Most of the Portuguese we do have a private insurance, but it's very cheap comparing to other countries. Like I know in the US, it's very expensive the healthcare, and also the public school system is very good. They learn English, they learn French, and they learn Spanish in most of the schools in the high school. Sometimes they can choose to learn Spanish or Germany, but the basic languages they always learn English and French in the middle school in Portugal.
Isn't that amazing? And this is a moment where I will strongly ask all the listeners and watchers on YouTube to really take a look into Portugal because there are so many amazing opportunities. Being part of the European Union, which Portugal is, opens the door to many possibilities for young families. If you're looking to raise an international kid that is well-rounded and multilingual, well, guess what? In Portugal, the basic, like every single public school, you learn at the very minimum 2 to 3 languages.
As I have a huge background with international clients and buyers, because I lived in Japan, I lived in the US, I already lived in Canada, and I've supported, I think, more than 23 nationalities. I'm always able to understand how difficult it is to find something outside your own country, and it's very far. So you need to have someone you can trust as a human and professionally, because unfortunately we don't have like a real estate market here that is so integrated like in the US. So many times I just call my friends, my colleagues, my partners and I say, okay, I have a buyer. They want to buy an apartment like this, and they have this product off market. It's not even on the market,
Right.
but as I do have these connections, as I have these connections, I can move forward and get this product for my buyers before they even go to the market, because the marketing is so crazy right now, and they put online properties and they just sell like in 7 days. In 2022, we had the biggest annual total of sales since the last 30 years in
Wow.
Portugal. We closed the year with 34 billion. I know that the numbers for you may sound a little bit small comparing to your reality, especially in New York, okay? But for Portugal, 34 billion euros in the real estate, it's a huge number. It's really,
Yes.
really huge. So everybody's looking for Portugal, and now that the Americans discover Portugal, for us it's a blast. First of all, we feel so blessed about that
And wait, Sabrina,
because
waiting till Portugal wins the World Cup in 2026. There's going to be more tourism.
yes,
Yes.
because can you imagine? We are like half Florida in
Yes.
size, half of Florida, and people living here. And can you imagine how big the market, the U.S. market, is for us? It's it's huge.
Wow.
It's huge, 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 huge. And I already have some buyers that use it to work in the construction area in the U.S. They are retiring now in the U.S. and they want to come to Portugal, first investing in the golden visa, and come to Portugal to invest in development and to build their own business here in Portugal, because we have no inventory for the high demand that we are facing now on the market. We don't have
Wow.
either for Portuguese families, middle class families. They cannot afford because everything's so expensive now, and we don't have enough inventory now to support the international buyers that are coming to Portugal. So I have major developers from Israel, which I have great relationship, and they are developing amazing products in
Wow.
Portugal. And they kind of made a really great community from developers from Israel, and they are just getting bigger and bigger in Portugal. Their business are growing so much, and that's amazing. And I think the Americans are going to the same way. They're going to come to Portugal first of all to live and explore, and they are going to bring business to Portugal. So everybody's so welcome because we need development. We need
Wow.
modern development here in Portugal. And this buyer, for example, he wants to come to invest and start to build apartments.
That is amazing. And I'm going to take that as an invitation to all of our listeners and watchers to come and visit Portugal and to consider it as an investment opportunity to expand your portfolio. I'd like to recap and give you a top 5 reasons why you should buy in Portugal. Number one, sunshine throughout the year. I mean, I'm sure everybody loves that. Number two, you can get your citizenship through the Golden Visa program for as little as 300,000 euros. Yes, you heard that right. Three, it has the lowest cost of living throughout the world. Fourth, do you know that once you get that citizenship through the Golden Visa program, the healthcare system is open and available to you, which is one of the best healthcare systems in the world? And number five is that you are so connected to other countries in Europe that makes perfect for a lifestyle, for an international living. And so those were my top 5 reasons why you should visit Portugal. But now I want to hear from you, from a local expert. Sabrina, what are your 5 top reasons?
International Living magazine just launched that Portugal was elected the cheapest and the best country to live and retire in 2023. Okay, and we are number 5 in the world of the most safe country. So crime rates here are very, very low. It's very normal for us to walk during the night in the cities on the beach. It's very safe, okay?
That's important.
Also, the Portuguese passport is the number 4 on the rank in the rank of the global and the most valuable passport in the world. So can you imagine?
Oh,
you
wow.
invest, you have a return, and you can get this so valuable passport even more than the American passport.
Oh,
Even
wow.
more. So
I'm getting my visa.
yes, we have visa-free entry for more than 180 countries.
Wow.
That's amazing. Yes,
That's
exactly.
that is very attractive on itself. I think that that's huge.
Yes, exactly. And also the Golden Visa program was elected in 2022 the most attractive in the world, comparing to the 40 biggest countries that offers the same type of visa. Okay, and why is that? Because everything that we say, quality of life, is very cheap comparing to big cities in Europe like Milan, Paris, Madrid.
Yes.
You can have an amazing quality of life for much less money that you would spend if you live it in another country. Okay, and also only good news, only good news.
That's
The
great.
Expat Living, okay, magazine that follow expats around the globe made an interview last year, and Portugal was elected the most friendliest country for expats to live in the world.
Well, that sounds amazing.
So we are very friendly. We do speak English, even in small villages. If they don't speak English, they are going to welcome you and they are going to help you some way, somehow. They are going to be with you.
To all our listeners and watchers, thank you for watching this episode on how to purchase property in Portugal. I also would like to thank my guest, CEO and founder of her own company in Portugal, Sabrina Giménez. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you, Carolina. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And I really hope to see you in Portugal for the next time in personal. And I'm looking forward to support everybody that wants to come to Portugal or invest in Portugal. Welcome to Portugal, to our amazing and beautiful country. You can find me online,
Thank
on
you.
internet, on LinkedIn, Instagram, and feel free to contact me anytime. And congratulations for your podcast again. It's an amazing idea.
Muito obrigada. Thank you very much. And to all of you, see you next time. Ciao.